When did you have to choose between two lives? When did you have to choose between two lives? I was 16 when my guidance counselor called me into her office on a Thursday morning. She had this look. You know, the one adults get when they're about to destroy your world but want to seem gentle about it. Your grades have been perfect for 3 years, she said, sliding a folder across her desk. Stanford is offering you early admission, full scholarship, but there's a catch. The catch was that I had to decide by Friday, one day to choose between the life I'd planned and the life I never saw coming. See, my little sister Maya had been sick since she was born. Cystic fibrosis. My parents had spent everything on treatments, specialists, experimental drugs that cost more than most people's cars. We were broke, drowning in medical debt, and Maya needed a lung transplant that insurance wouldn't fully cover. The waiting list was 2 years long, but private donors could cut that to months, if you had the money. But here's the part that really messed me up. That same Thursday afternoon, Maya's doctor called with news that changed everything. They'd found a donor, a perfect match. The surgery was scheduled for the following Monday, and it would cost us $300,000 out of pocket. My parents had exactly $50,000 saved from selling our house and moving into a cramped apartment. The Stanford scholarship was worth $280,000 over 4 years. Do the math. But there was another option. I could take the scholarship money as a loan against future earnings. They offered that for exactly these medical emergencies. If I did, I'd be in debt until I was 40. There would be no Stanford campus, no pre-med track, no becoming the doctor I'd dreamed of being since Maya first got sick when I was 7 years old. So really, I wasn't choosing between Stanford and staying home. I was choosing between my future and Maya's life. That Thursday night, I found Maya in her room, organizing her stuffed animals by size like she always did when she was nervous. She was 13, but looked 10 because of the steroids and medication. Her oxygen tank hummed quietly in the corner. "Are you scared about Monday?" I asked. Sitting on her bed, she shrugged, not looking up. "A little. But you know what I keep thinking about? When I'm better, we can finally go hiking like you promised 3 years ago. I want to see what it feels like to run up a mountain without my chest hurting every step." That's when I realized Maya didn't know about the money problem. She didn't know that her surgery might not happen because we couldn't afford it. She was planning a future where she could breathe normally, and my parents were willing to sacrifice everything to give her that chance. But they couldn't do it alone this time. Friday morning came faster than I wanted. I walked into the guidance counselor's office at 8 a.m. sharp and said 4 words. "I'm taking the loan." She tried to talk me out of it for an hour, said I was too young to make that kind of sacrifice, that there had to be other options we hadn't explored. But she didn't understand. This wasn't a sacrifice. This was the only choice that made sense when someone you love is dying. Maya had her surgery that Monday, 8 hours long, but it worked perfectly. For the first time in her life, she could take a deep breath without coughing. 6 months later, she ran her first 5K race and beat kids who'd been running their whole lives. I'm 24 now, still paying off that debt, working 2 jobs while taking community college classes at night. It'll be another decade before I can afford medical school, if I ever can. But last week, Maya called me from her college dorm room. She got into Berkeley on a track scholarship. She's studying biomedical engineering because she wants to design better treatments for kids like her. Sometimes people ask if I regret giving up Stanford, if I'm bitter about the debt, the delayed dreams. Here's what I tell them. I chose to delay my life so Maya could actually have one. And watching her live it, really live it, that's worth everything.